Good morning. We'll let some people come in. We just got some news. Some people probably know, some people don't. It's kind of hot off the press. Like all kidding aside, I just have fun busting balls on YouTube. But I mean, there's real life shit, If you didn't hear, you probably see my title. I had already planned on going live, but I just figured, well, I might as well post the title that way, so that way we can go ahead and let people know. Yeah, big time buds and tattoos. I guess he had a massive heart attack this morning, and he passed away. I mean, I know not everybody gets along on YouTube and shit like that. People bust each other's balls, whatever. But I mean, that's all that is. It's nothing personal. So when something like this, right, we kind of lost the community member, And so it's kind of a sad thing. They're in the process of setting I don't know, a GoFundMe or something up, I think, for the family, because he had family. I don't know if he was the sole provider, but everybody knows nowadays you pretty much have to have a double income. So when you lose it, oh man. No, apparently it's not a joke. I mean, it's hot off the press. I'm yeah. Well, we always got to try to take a little bit better care of ourselves. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah, that's a good idea, Outlaw, actually. Go ahead and share the stream out. Go ahead and get as many people in as possible. And we'll do a mass group smoking. Take care. See, I don't even care who you are. Like at this point, I don't even care if you don't like me. I don't like you. None of that fucking matters when something like this happens, right? You know, let's just come together and see if we can't do something for that family. 'Cause maybe somebody's got contact with his wife. Maybe they can. I know he had some artwork. I think maybe they can do an auction with some artwork or something. Yeah. This morning, and I don't like saying it, but big time buds and tattoos. He had a massive heart attack this morning, and he didn't make it. So, as a community, maybe everybody gets along, whatever. Like maybe everybody can put their differences aside for a minute and try to help this family out. Yeah, chronic. Is there a link or something that we can post up? Maybe we can start getting something rolling. I don't know. I mean, I know it's pretty early still, but all busted balls aside, today's. Let's try not to do that today. Let's try to. Whether you like the guy, you don't like the guy, let's try to pull together and rally something together for the family at least. Yeah, I mean, it's a rough one, right? Like because no matter, like I said, no matter if you really agree with a person or not, once they become a person in the little community that we have, uh, no matter how dysfunctional that it may be at times, you know, this is the time we have to show why the cannabis community is a good community. You know, everybody can put their differences aside, you know, and do what they can. And in wrestling, what we would do when somebody passed away is we would do what they call a 10 bell salute. Like, we would all go around the ring and we would ring the bell 10 times as showing respect to that wrestler that passed away. So maybe we can do something similar. We can all get together. We can take you know, 10 bong rips, I don't know, 10 joint, whatever it is, and just dedicate that time right there just for him and his family. I mean, you can. I mean, I don't think chronic chatter would want to come up, but if you want to come up, you can come up. Yeah, I bet. I bet that makes sense. Well, I mean, anything I can do, on my end, I'll try to do. If that's, trying to rally some people up, on every line that I can. Um, and like I said, try to get some funds together for his wife. Um, I'll be fatty right now. So, it's a rough one. Like I said, sometimes we don't always get along. We don't always, see eye to eye. I see some comments somewhere saying that he was being bullied or something like that. I'm coming up.
Morning, Chuck.
Yeah, it's crazy news, right? Like,
Whew. Yeah.
you never know.
No, you never know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about it.
I don't. I haven't honestly. I haven't watched his channel in a little bit.
Well, I mean, he all seemed fit and healthy, no?
No, I think he was a fine dude. Did I bust his balls a little bit on some of his plant methods? Sure, but it wasn't meant in any bad, ill way. It just I don't agree with swaths and plants and stuff. I don't necessarily agree with coming on YouTube just to if your intentions is just to get money. But he seemed like a good enough dude.
No, I don't think it's got. I don't think any YouTube's played any part in anything.
No,
Anything that you've said or I've said or
health is health. You got a bad heart. You got a bad heart. Unfortunately.
I've seen everything on YouTube in such a short time. But you never know what's around the corner. Or
yeah, ADHD, big time buds and tattoos. I mean, you never know when it's gonna be your time. He seemed healthy, yeah. Get your bowls, your bongs, your joints.
Speddy. That's not stuff like that doesn't happen on YouTube though. You just never know. I just wish everyone the best.
Yeah.
We never know who's next, who's not next.
Well, I mean, like I say, whether you like each other, you don't like each other, you get along, you don't get along, we're all still part of this crazy little dysfunctional community of
family.
Yeah. So when somebody passed away,
But I don't think anybody really wishes harm on anybody, really, do they, on YouTube? But I hope not.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't. I mean,
I might laugh at misfortunes and dead plants, but I don't want you to, break a nail.
No. I mean, I don't want to sound harsh, but I don't care that much to get it, like so personal with you that, but when somebody does pass away, it's a sad thing.
Yeah, I don't. I feel sympathy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Part of the cycle, isn't it? Once you've lost so many of your own close family members, it's like, well, do I care about everyone dying now?
Well, I mean, that's just that little part of human in you, right? You're just like, oh, shit.
Yeah. I used to feel that loads. Like the older I get and the more people that drop around you,
no matter
you almost get cold to it.
No matter how dysfunctional our little community is over here, because it really is little compared to the whole, size of YouTube. I mean, it's sad when you lose somebody. I could care less if they just don't ever come on YouTube again. But I mean, if they pass away, that's a different story.
Yeah. But you can't get them two mixed up, leaving YouTube and dying.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe YouTube did play its part.
There's been a lot of heart attacks. You gotta be careful.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Maybe YouTube is playing its part. Because that's, I hate this. I'm not speaking ill of the recently gone. I'm just pointing out that, like just only yesterday, he was uploading a video about how his whole channel was changing direction, and his biggest supporter has just left him, and all that. That's heartbreaking news. It couldn't help the situation. Maybe YouTube is really bad for you.
Well, I mean, if it becomes that big of a part of your life, then yeah, I mean, it could.
But look how many we've lost, nearly, or lost to our. I mean, I don't know, because it was only said in chat about Twisted, and I didn't see the chat. Just somebody said they saw it in a chat, so that's about as solid as YouTube information comes.
What about Twisted?
Well, he'd had the same problem.
Oh, he had a heart attack too?
But yeah, but like I said, that's said by someone that saw someone, typical YouTube evidence. That's not the case either.
Yeah,
Well, everybody should do the same. And not to overdose on bloody YouTube if it stresses you or adds anything but enjoyment to your quality of life, do you? Well, Channel 2's dog's all right then. Yep. That's good news.
yeah,
Nancy walking around with her free beans. Oh, chronic chatter wise, you're all fucked up. Weren't you saying that Levels is fucked up the other month on that video you deleted? Don't know. Just glass ass of throwing stones and all that. We just observe what people put out there in the YouTube universe and talk about it. I mean, why else you put it out there if you don't want it shared? I'm not ever here taking the piss out of anybody. Sad. Couple of people have gone live to talk about and commemorate it. Why don't you go talk to Monkey Man? Tell him he's fucked up. Or maybe, as it's so raw and it only happened yesterday, it's not something you should be shouting about on YouTube. Maybe give the family a bit of time to grieve, or you put it out in the public domain. Isn't that normally how it goes? You'd like tell close family members the next day, not YouTube. Sorry if that sounds a bit harsh, but
well, it sounds like it happened this morning.
yeah, I mean, is that something that you put straight on YouTube? Would you, Chop?
I kind of went live and did.
What? Well, yeah, we're talking about what someone's put out there, but if this is part of your actual tight net, I don't know. Just for me, I'd be like, whoa, fuck. I better give the family time to grieve.
Well, I just jumped up because I know I can usually pull a few people, and if there's a link that I can post that, people can donate to the family, that's, least I can do.
Is there a link for it to donate to the family then?
I don't know. I don't think yet. I don't think there is yet.
There'll probably will get a link soon. The real one can step forward and publicly donate.
Oh, I don't need to publicly donate. I just need a link. I don't need recognition.
down for helping that situation out a bit, even though we're sick. Well, let me go back. What did it say? Let me get. Oh, even though I'm sucking a dick and I'm fucked up, I'd still donate to help.
What did you just say? Did you
But I'm
say
not. That's what Chronic said.
oh,
Chronic chatter. There's over here that are trying to rouse awareness and put the thoughts out there to help the family. I don't know.
yeah, it's sad.
Oh, the family. The family asked you to tell the whole of internet. Okay. I mean, that's almost. I don't know if what. I mean, not trying to point. What's worse? The family wants it. I don't know. You see, when when my own brother, that's why it gets a bit close to the heart. My own brother had an heart attack when he was 21, and
Oh,
do you know I didn't even think about telling my closest friends. I couldn't. You know, that day, the last thing on my mind, I would definitely wouldn't have thought, holy shit, we better tell YouTube. Anyway, maybe culture's different. I don't know. I was so much in
well,
shock
I mean,
and recoiling in horror.
maybe most of his friends are on YouTube, and it's just easier to let everybody know that way. I don't know.
Yeah. They say let your friends and family know.
I mean, it'd be kind of
I
hard.
was
I mean,
too in shock though. When it happened to me, I was too in shock.
for as much time as some people spend with each other on the internet, it's almost like a dysfunctional family. Yeah. I call
Yeah,
my own real uncle a retard. You know, like so I do. Well, that's just because he is. But I mean, I bust people's balls. I don't mean nothing ill. You know what I mean?
it's
Like I don't.
it's pretty concerning stuff considering just how, like you said, just how small our little dysfunctional family is. So how many people have had this problem? What's going on?
I don't know. I mean, I think it has a lot to do with the food that we eat. And you don't know, the other side of real life of his family, or just his life in general. Things that may have been really super hard.
Yeah, what is that's the other side of YouTubing that you don't really see in it is the side effects of YouTubing. Concentrating so much on tubes that other aspects get, I don't know, overlooked for a bit. Any other news, anyway? It's
I haven't really been watching YouTube. I've had my hands full of clones after clones after clones.
fine, but cheers, Corey. Dabogs will be Dabogs. What happened? Cheers, Corey. Why did you desert big time? Can I ask you that? Sorry, Chop, if it's
Okay.
I'm just curious why the support was withdrawn and the letter writ, and then the next day
Jeez.
It's, uh, Has your cold snaps all done out there now then, Chop? Do you think the weather's only on the up from here on out?
Yep, I could plant seeds outside and not have to worry about them flowering. Yep. Even though the light's not quite ready yet.
Yeah,
Because,
it's been a bit weird out, the weather-wise, hasn't it? I see a few people trying to put things out early.
well, here's the thing. So you can do seeding. Because as long as you allow yourself, I think, at least 3 weeks. Like, if you know, like, oh, within a couple weeks, 2.5 weeks, you're going to be, the light cycle outside will be good for veg, and it's warm enough, go ahead and put them out. Because the plant's not going to flower. Even under 12 light, it's not, a seedling won't flower until it's mature enough to flower.
Yeah, you've got a few weeks there, haven't you?
You got a few weeks, yes.
I don't. I mean, I do know when you're trying to do them massive things like the Mendo Boys and that. But I mean, I don't grow, but I'm pretty confident that in the 2 months, at minimum 2-3 months, even from seed outside, you're going to get a big enough plant.
No,
Think growing them monsters,
you gotta start
especially if your
outside.
area's a bit, bud rot, mouldy kind of.
You gotta start them outside or inside.
Sorry.
You gotta start them inside to get monsters like that.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess that's up to you, isn't it?
I mean, depending on your area, some places, I mean, there's always an exception to the rule, right? So
Yeah. Well, some places will probably only have a couple of weeks to veg or something, or might have all year round, and depends where you are, doesn't it?
I think it was just better to put out a mature plant. I don't even care. I don't care if it's a clone. I don't care if it's a seedling. Just make sure it's mature before it goes out, so it can actually start doing the
Oh,
growing
but
process.
if you're putting that out and it's got like 3 months of veg in it, 4 months of veg in it, it's going to be huge, isn't it? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Think they grow faster outside than in?
Yeah, because you got to feed them more. It's all about that frequent fertigation, right? The more you can feed the plant and it have the right amount of oxygen and food, and being outdoors, it's just going to be a beast. It should. I'm sure genetics plays a part.
So where do you stand on the watering through stretch debate
Water the
to
plant.
to minimise stretch? Do you think there's a strategy you can put in place to reduce stretch?
Sure. Make sure they have enough light. And make
What
sure
about watering? Do you think that a dry back, not dry backs, do you think that will impact?
I think that's
Or
just
is it one of them things that's very nuanced, depends where you are, and there's just too many factors?
yeah, I think there's too many factors.
Maybe
It's not
watering
as
more could help someone, or maybe not help someone.
Yeah, the key is that how do you know if you're watering enough? Well, the only way to know if you're watering enough is if you fully saturate your plant. If you're not fully saturating your plant, you never know if there's dry or wet spots, right? You can have dry spots, so then you get part of the plant stretching, and then wet spots where part of the plant can get purple because it's staying wet too long. I mean, there's a lot of factors.
Yeah. I saw a chap pull his ball out, flexing his root ball, and he kept just showing you this like one corner that was packed full of roots. But he did slip up and show you the other side, and there's no roots there. And I thought, oh yeah, I bet that pot was right in the corner of the tent, and you could hardly reach it, and you were just chucking water in the corner of that
Yeah,
pot.
that's a problem, right? That's why I don't like the flower in the big teeth. I mean, yeah, you can water, you can get a watering wand, you can do all, like, but if I can't reach it, then that means I can't be checking it for problems. I can't be, pulling off dead shit that needs to come off. I can't be, you know,
But when you say fully saturate it, are you talking about going in, giving it a slow water till you get some runoff, and then that's it, or not get runoff, or are you going back 10 minutes later and just making sure,
yeah,
like
yeah.
almost watering it again, almost
Look, if
to a
you
degree,
water, if you
10 minutes after.
if you water slow, and you end up getting runoff, and it's true runoff, and you just let it sit in the tray, and you go back in there, say in an hour or even a half hour, and all that water's sucked up already, yeah, I would give it more, you know, until it stops sucking that water up that quick. You know, once the water just stays in there and it's not sucking it up anymore, then get rid of it. You know it's fully saturated at that point.
Sorry, I left. I don't really like you guys. Just wanted to let you know it's none of your fucking business why I left Chronic Chatter. Keep my name out of your fucking mouth. But here's the deal there, though, Corey, is if you're putting things out there, people are going to talk about them. And we can't talk about them without putting the full narrative in. So don't let any of you guys belie me.
I
What
just think,
Nancy have done to you,
I
Corey?
just, I just think if you don't want people to talk about it, just don't put it out there.
Yeah, 100%. And not within hours of the fucker dying. Whether the family said it or not, the family said it. Their first thoughts are put that on YouTube. Yeah, no one. Yeah, cool. But what's Nancy ever done to you? Why are you attacking her? Oh, horrible.
Yeah, I don't know what the fucking story is with.
Yeah. It just it raises suspicion because Corey's never left. This is all like it raises suspicion.
I mean,
See, because here's
I don't want to sound like a dick, but I really don't even know who Corey is.
no, I don't. But he's been supporting and helping. I can explain to you though. Seems as he's not here. I can talk about him. So
Was he
he's
the one
been
that
Chronic Chatter's biggest supporter
was he
for the last few
the,
months.
the cameraman or something in Vegas?
Oh no, just
Oh,
paying for
yeah,
giveaways and
yeah.
being on panel, the all round supporting the thing. And see, the post's been deleted now, the video, so you can't go back to double check this. But luckily, someone clipped it. So Corey stopped all his support for big time, and it sounded like. I mean, I don't know. This is something Corey's got to clear up. It sounded like Corey was only after money But I'm not sure. I don't know. It sounded like he left Chronic Chatter because it weren't making him money like he thought it was gonna.
YouTube, not the right words.
Yeah, I don't think he. I don't know. Seems like a nice guy. I looked through his videos and he seemed like chill people.
Yeah,
But
it probably is.
I don't know now. Now he's attacked Nancy. I don't like people. He doesn't even know Nancy. What's she ever done to him?
Sorry,
Guy Bud's attacked you. He says it's none of your fucking business.
Oh yeah.
It's none of your business what he posts. So I don't know whose business that was for. But where was we anyway? So we were so rudely interrupted. We try to keep it about the plants.
I don't know. I thought we were done talking about that. Then all of a sudden, we're going to get the trolls saying that.
You're such a lowlife and have nothing to do in your entire life. You're complete sham. Therefore, you have to bully other people like, bro, you're a lame. Cool.
I don't know who talking to.
I don't really. I think he's talking to himself because he's put it on YouTube and he don't want nobody to talk about it. So I'm up to Tazzarello. Thanks for coming.
I'm just here to fucking give my farewell wishes to. I don't give a shit about all their drama. But be warned, if you come over here with weird shit like that, it's just, somebody's gonna say something bad. But you were talking to me, it sounds kind of funny that you would say such a low life and have nothing to do in your entire life. And that's coming from a gaming channel. So somebody who plays video games online telling somebody else they don't have a life. Right? Okay.
A lot of the people they're more invested than
I started a live to this live to do wishes or whatever. You didn't hear anybody in here talking trash about big time. But you see
waiting for a link, actually.
You see people coming in to start shit.
I didn't see anybody coming in to start shit. Just the trolls from Chronic Chatter and Corey. I just talked daytime. You just talked daytime yesterday, did you? I watched some keyboard skills. So what Tazzarello means to say is he just talked to big time yesterday. Not daytime, big time. Get it right. It's a bit disrespectful getting his name wrong. And it was at my house. It was a it. That's he's a person. It was a really good guy. And he doesn't deserve any of this bullying that you guys are doing. You do understand. Yeah. Who's bullying?
And what's being done is bullying.
We're trying to get the link for a donation to help. Actually, what are you doing, Tazzarello? You've got a big gaming channel, haven't you?
The information was told to give out by the family, apparently. I'm only here to help give out the information. I'm just wishing the family farewell and, all good wishes. I don't know what you're talking about, bullying.
The family told us to share this on YouTube.
You're trying to come over and bully my channel, telling me I'm being a bully? That's weird.
He's probably trying to build subs.
Oh, yeah, I don't care about him. I was here for big time. You know, I don't agree with a lot of his plant methods. I didn't know him personally. All I know him is his plant stuff. But I mean, I know I had a wrench over this channel. I know that we got along well enough that it's a sad thing.
Yeah, I know that when Levels did him over, I know that we welcomed him and gave him a safe space. What did you do? And if there is a link, can you guys sort it out, please? You know, for us horrible bullies. Because I'm pretty sure us horrible bullies are going to help out more than you loyal supporters. I'm
Well, I
pretty sure.
mean, I think the bottom line, if you don't know me well enough by now, if you're going to call me a bully, then I'm going to act like a bully. And that's not what I was doing at all. If you want me to be a bully, then I can. But that's not what was going on.
Well, I feel like my hand's forced now. I feel like withdrawing support and not donating because I'm getting trolled and being called a bully by his
If
people.
being a bully is coming up here willing to support the dude and willing to post the link so that way I can try to get some of my supporters to help his family out, then fuck it. I won't do it.
That's why I come, because I wanted to. I didn't even think. I just wanted to talk and help support, but I didn't even think about the donation aspect. But you put that in my mind, and that's a great idea. Came up, from a bully. That's great. What's them? What's the super chopped cherries on now? Then what are they? Five, 6?
I don't know. It's like almost day 30.
Oh,
Almost
it's flying for me. I bet it's dragging for you, isn't it? I thought we was on 40s.
It's dragging back.
How's it? How's it behaving compared to its mother?
Oh man. Well, I fucked up and somehow I lost the clones that I took off of it because I fucking throw so many clones away. So.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean,
it's amazing. It smells like fucking the OG super buff cherries, but it just this one fucking pheno is so frosty. So frosty.
And what have you got? 3, is it? Phenos?
Yeah. I'm only running 2 right now, so I got 1 more to go. So just a
and is there
shout out big time
variation? Or can you tell, having grown the other one out so many times, can you tell how similar they all are?
Yeah, real
good
similar.
presentation.
This round is a little darker. They're a little darker than.
Well, could that because everything's generally been a little colder? Yeah, has it?
I'm running a lot more light this time too.
Okay. Well, that changes things up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it will.
Are you feeding more?
Yeah.
Higher EC?
Yeah, I have to feed every time. Well, not every time, because I do a watering in between here and there, but for the most part, yeah, I have to feed, because more light they get, the more food they want.
I mean, it's early days, yeah, but
and I mean,
have you noticed a correlation of something that how I struggle to put it together, but you know what I mean. So if you've upped your light by 50%, Have you had to
Yes.
up your newts by 50 or by 10 or was it a bit
No,
too early to count it
I just
first time
feed
you've done it?
more, right?
Well, how do you
So
mean
instead of
feed
like
more?
before, I would like feed water, feed water, feed water. Now
Oh,
I
okay.
feed. Then I'll do a water and then feed. You know,
Yeah.
I don't
So,
up the milliliters of nutrients I give. I just up the amount of times I feed. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
And so what percentage would you, are you giving it like, say if before you was doing 2 waterings of just water a week, now are you doing 1?
I do one watering every 3. So I feed in the morning, feed at night, feed in the morning, water at night, feed in the morning, feed in
Yeah.
the night, feed in the morning, water at night. You know, I'll swap it.
So what would you generally be doing before? Was it just water feed, water feed?
Yeah, water feed, water feed.
Oh, so you've, well, it's like double, no,
And it seems like with the more light, the quicker everything happened. So I went straight to when I flipped, I just went ahead and cranked the lights to 397 or 90, whatever it is, just under 400 watts right off the bat. Put it real close to the plants. As the plant stretched, I raised the light up, kept it. I think I'm like 8 to 10 inches away from the top of the canopy. I just kept the light pounding the plants. And at
that
30
what as
days,
before you would be slowly ramping it up through that 2 weeks. You
yes,
just bang. As soon as you
yes.
flipped it, you dropped the light.
Well, before I
Um,
would keep the light high, and I'd only keep it at like the 180 something watts, you know, and I'd keep it high. And as the plant grew up, I would drop the light down closer. So it's, I mean, which sucks because as it stretches, you're dropping the light, but it's already stretched, right? Like just because you drop the light because it's stretching doesn't mean you stop the stretch. Once it goes into the stretch mode and it wants to stretch, it'll stretch right past the lights. It don't even give a fuck.
what like you flick the switch and it's the light. What you're at that point, the light doesn't really make a difference.
Well, you got to remember when you flip, and I've said this, but when you flip the plants to 1212, you automatically take away 6 hours of light. So
Yeah, yeah,
naturally,
yeah.
what's the plant going to do? It's going to stretch to try to find that light that it's missing. That's why it's important when you're in bed to leave yourself some percentages on the light dial to be able to have going into flower. Because if you go into flower at 100%, you drop 6 hours of light, you're not going to have enough light for those plants. Not only because you dropped the light 6 hours, but they're going to double in size.
So on day 1 of flower, you've turned your light up to as far as you're going to go on day
And
1.
just start pounding it with food.
And what's your PPFD there, Chop?
Oh, I don't even know.
No?
Whatever, just under like 397 watts at about 8 inches, whatever that is. I don't microfocus. I could do it. I could use the photo app, figure it out, I guess.
Well, I guess if you've got a few separate tents, figuring out that hanging difference distances and all that, you get that figured out pretty soon. You know, if
Yeah.
you're not waiting on that whole one lot to figure out what happened and where, and try and
Well,
remember where it was at what point.
once you figure out how the plant grows and how that strain grows, because you've grown it a few times, you know when to do what at what time. Right? You're like, oh no, I got to get these things light early, or otherwise they're just going to stretch out on me. I mean, you just learn that stuff.
Well, do you think that that process, that first couple of weeks of stretch, do you think that some strains you don't want the stretch, yeah, like what we just talked about? Then do you think, them real tight stackers, do you think you almost want them to stretch out a bit so that there's a bit of
Well, if you got a really tight noder and you're at like say 5 nodes and you flip that motherfucker, you're
it'll
gonna have
get to
a nice
7?
cola. You'll end up,
Well, I mean,
you'll end up
I've
getting to
seen
7,
ones
8.
Seen ones that'll only put like 2 more nodes on through a stretch. They hardly stretch at all.
Yeah, some of
So
them.
you need to make sure you've got a good row of nodes.
Think about what the plant wants to do. We want it to grow bud. The plant wants to reproduce. It wants to live next year. So if the plant senses that it doesn't have enough nodes on it, how is it going to grow nodes? Well, it's got to grow more, right? So it's going to fucking stretch. I mean, whether it's a tight
Well, and
stretch or it's a
if
long stretch.
if you've got the light right down on top of that, it might not stretch.
Right. You might tell it, hey, you got plenty. There's plenty of light. You got a lot of food. Just do your thing. But I mean, a plant's ultimate goal is to reproduce. So whatever it's doing, it's focused towards that. That's why we have to tweak little things to make it do what we want it to do.
Yeah. Is that crop steering?
It could be, you could call it crop steering, or you could just call it growing a plant. Because I've never heard anybody that grows house plants and that like gets little babies on their house plants that takes those off and train. I've never heard any of those people be called like a master grower. I've never heard of they're crop steering. I've never heard. They're just growing house plants, right? They're just growing house plants.
About ticking boxes, Chop. If you want to be a crop steering craft grower, yeah, all you've got to do to tick the boxes is adjust your light, because then you're steering the crops, and then you've got to be small batch, and then you craft. So keep growing, killing plants, and adjusting your light, and then you're a crop steering crafter. And when Level says that it's all about the craft, he ain't lying. I was thinking about that, and when I was listening to Bingus explain what craft is, locally grown, small batch, handmade.
Well, shit.
I mean,
Then
that's
maybe
everybody in it.
most all plant killers are fucking crap, right?
Yeah,
Because it all comes to be a small batch. Because
yeah.
the yield's never, no, the pound's always there. So
It's easy to get them. It's easy for the pound
look,
to be there. You
I
just
don't
weigh
lie
the
about
same stuff.
I don't lie about my weights. I only had a couple fucking plants in one of my 2x4. Two plants. I only did. I think it was 234 grams.
But Chop, is the pound always there if you're leaving half of it to re-veg?
No. Well, look, and most of the time the pound is not always there if the space isn't full.
Oh, so you can? Are you telling me you can just tell by looking at a tent whether the pound's there? Pretty much.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, you can't necessarily tell the density completely on video, but when the person puts their hand up to the bud and you see the size comparison, then you got to
Yeah.
start going,
You
okay,
can factor in
all those
you can
buds are the
factor in
same
the
size.
densest bud in the
It's
world.
it's missing 3/4 of the tent. You know, this, that. You start going, yeah, it's not going to be a pound. There's no way there's a pound. Because I've made mistakes on weight several times. Be like, oh yeah, that's only like a couple ounces, and you weigh it, it'd be 4 ounces because it's super dense. And the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
thing,
So
you have a
you can.
lot of weed, and you're like, oh shit, that's gonna be at least a quarter. And you go and you weigh it, and it's only 2 ounces. I mean, that works
Yeah,
both ways. But
yeah,
I use my eyes because that's all I can use on YouTube. And I've grown enough tents now that I know just by
yeah,
looking at the size of the buds compared to your hands, compared to
yeah.
how many you have in your space.
And
I get a
it
pretty
just
good
takes
idea.
little things like if they nudge it a little bit, you can see how them buds are behaving. You can even tell just by looking at the bud how dense it is to a degree. You can cut out whether it's fluffy dense, can't you?
Yeah, if it takes you just your index finger and your thumb to hold your top bud, then I automatically go, ooh, because I know it's going to shrink because that's still in the plant and it's still wet. Now that's going to shrink like 3 times down. Like, so that bud's going to be really small, and that's your top bud. That's your main. So if that's the size of all your, I mean, and just being realistic, like the pound isn't always there.
But are you really gonna grow that tent out, grow a pound, yeah, and then leave 4 to 8 ounces of small, or half the tent as smalls on the bottom to re-veg? Or you've just lost half your yield.
Well, and that's another thing. Like, say you grow, I'll use me as an example. I got 2 plants in a 2x4 right now. For whatever reason, what if I boof one of them? Well, if I boof one and kill one and have to take it out of the tent, what happens? Well, I lose 50% of my potential harvest. 50%. That's the same as if you got, say, you do 4 plants in bigger pots in a 4x4. Something happens to one plant. That's 25% of
Yeah,
your
well, I know
potential.
that happened. I know that happened to somebody in a
What
four by four.
happens?
They lost half of that 4x4, or quarter of a 4x8, however you want to put it.
What happens if you got 8 plants and you lose one? I don't even know the number because the number's so low. Well, all that's going to happen is you're going to slide the other plants a little further apart from each other, and you're going to just keep rocking because you're still
Yeah,
going
they'll
to fill
probably
the tent.
catch up.
Yeah, you're still going to fill the tent. And just my opinion, I've been growing a little bit. It is way easier to be more efficient in a smaller tent. And I know people are like, well, you're not going to pull as much, but you are, because if you're busting them out, you can get
Well,
six
there's no
runs. You can
difference,
get
is there?
5 runs. You can get
There's
5
no
runs.
difference in the size of the tent. I just think it's
Oh,
the
absolutely.
smaller
Mm-mm.
you can really dial them in faster. You've got more
Yep.
harvest.
Yep.
That's definitely the way. But I don't see
Yep.
that you're going to get any
Bigger,
more
okay.
or less doing a
Bigger tent.
two
Here's the
by
problem.
four, 4x4, two 4x4s.
Here's the problem from going, okay, this is why I prefer, it's cheaper to put equipment in a 2x4 than it is in a 4x4. So if I could do 2 2x4s for the cost of one 4x4, right? Now you got to think though, that 4x4 is also going to take more cooling because you're running a bigger light. And now it's a bigger area. Now you might have to have a DHU in it. If you're in a basement, you might have to run heat. You might have to, it's a lot harder to control a bigger space, whether it's a tent or it's in an open room. you know, you're going to have more factors to control that. So if I can just use an exhaust fan and a light and a few clip-on fans and hit a pound in a 2x4 and do that 5.5 times a year, now add another 2x4 and now we're doing that, double, but I'm not using any more heat than it would to do in a 4x4, but it takes you a lot longer now to fill the 4x4, and you got other factors. So now you got to run 720 watts in a 4x4 to do your 4 plants to hit your 1 pound. I mean, what's going to
You
be
ain't got
more
all your
efficient?
eggs in one basket as well, have you?
No, I can do multiple strains. I can stagger it. I can reach the back. I can sit in a rolly chair the way I got it set up. I sit in a little office chair and I can reach the back of the plants. I can water everything. Everything's low so I can look straight at it. Like,
Not crawling around on your hands and knees.
oh, no. Hands and knees. Come on.
Hey, Top, I've got to jump off for about 5-10 minutes.
Yep, go ahead.
I'll be back if you're still on.
Yep.
Cheers, mate.
I just find it easy to hit those. It's a lot easier to hit the 2 grams a lot doing a smaller tent. I'll be right back. Well, I mean, I don't weigh all the time. I just do sometimes so I can get an average, like just kind of want to know. I mean, I think people should weigh up sometimes so they can do the math. You can do the math up so I mean, obviously you can figure out how much it's costing you to grow your meat. Some people, if they do the math, though, they might figure out they should just buy it. And that's just fact. I mean, last year, because I got the Athena nutrients, the 1 2x4 it only cost me uh, $5 an ounce. It was like, yeah, $5 and a few cents. Shit, I was muted. Was he muted? Yes. I'm still smoking this time. We're going big time joint this one. Six ounces. Just 6 ounces. So 6 meat. Right, 6. Is that pods or seeds? I don't even care how long you veg for. Look, veg time is plant time. Fill your space with healthy plants. Flower. Fill your tent. I mean, that's just all there's to it. If you're vegging for a long time, that must mean you're trading your plant out and you're gonna be putting in a bigger space with you know less plants. I mean, that's how I would interpret that. That's what I was being told. Not growing a taller plant, you know, like you're gonna get a taller plant when you grow mobs. They'll get wide, but they'll also get tall. But they're never intended to flower. Are you fucking serious? I'm just gonna say it right now. You guys are some petty motherfuckers. I came on here to say, fucking rest in peace and shit. And you guys turn around and fucking kick me out of the Crowded Chatter Discord. You guys are fucking pretty. You're something special. You're something fucking special. Jeez. I come here to try to help fucking spread positivity about it and fucking have a place
But
that you can link
it's
right up.
Friday.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's the end of the week. That went fast.
It's just crazy. Did you hear what I
Have we
was
learned
saying?
anything?
Did you hear what I was saying?
No, I had to tune out for a bit.
Apparently, I got kicked out of the Chronic Chatter Discord group.
Wow, that's on you being a bully, trying to raise awareness and ask for a way to donate. I don't know. There's a lot of activity.
Okay. I know now. I just won't give a fuck. Okay. Gotcha.
Well, they've basically told you to take your donation and stick it up your arse.
Yeah, pretty much. It seems like.
I mean, how does that make you feel being kicked out of a Discord? Is it like,
Oh, it fucking. It ain't nothing new.
do you even Discord like that?
I get kicked out of Discords. It happens. I just thought that's kind of a cheap shot. Nobody was live. Nobody was. It was already announced on YouTube. I figured, I could jump on since it's going to go live anyway, and have a place that everybody could maybe share a link and get donations to help the family. Like.
Well, I thought that I thought that everyone had permission off the family to raise awareness and support.
Who knows? Who knows?
Who cares?
Yeah, fuck
Not
it.
allowed to care now.
If I'm not supposed to care, then I won't care.
Well, I hope, I hope that the channel, the Chronic Chatter channel, continues to grow. Whatever the future is. Oh, did the week go fast after having that Monday off? Have you noticed Level's plants have got more leaves on than usual? Or haven't you been paying attention?
Nope. I forgot it was live last night.
Yeah, I did as well. I skipped through this morning. Well, he said a couple of times now, he's not happy with the amount of leaves. There's not enough light hitting the floor. Maybe this is a learning, could be a learning experience. He can't be asked to go and spend half a day swazzing the plants this time round, so he'll just leave it. And if there be any difference.
There. I'll even change the title for you. They wouldn't let me put nothing. I was going to leave it blank, but they won't let you do that.
Oh, well. They've made you change things around on your channel. That's what a bully would do.
Yeah. They bolted me right out of not wanting to do anything to help.
What, they bullied you out the Discord?
Yeah.
That made you change your life?
Yeah.
It's a good job you don't take any of this YouTube in too serious.
Well, they want some people to care, Bob. right? Apparently, that must be what it is. They want some people to care, and other people, I guess, not so much. I don't know. Like I say, when I first came on, it has nothing to do with nothing. I know not everybody gets along. We bust balls here, back and forth, like, and you might be in your feelings about it. But when it comes to somebody passing away, that's just kind of off
No,
limits. That's
you're never
when
gonna kick someone
people,
while they're down
but
like that.
that's when the true people come out and the fake people also show themselves. Because I came on here for good intentions, no matter what's fucking, said. People say whatever they're going to say. Most people were being very supportive and, to get, pushed off of Discord and then, you know, be called a bully, saying
I
that I'm
didn't
a
see
bully.
anybody say anything. I'm only even really paying attention to chat that much. And it's like,
I wasn't either. I think there was one fucking weird comment.
oh no,
But
I said that it's a bit weird that I mean, you say family, so I'm guessing wife. Within hours of that happening, it went through that YouTube was in the mine. I just pointed out that would not be, was not, when it happened to me, anything I'd have contemplated.
oh yeah, if it was a family
I mean,
member of mine, you just wouldn't see me.
yeah, I just hope that any of their distant
But
family members don't find out via YouTube. I hope that they've contacted everybody in the family first.
you know, I can't
I'd hate
be
to find out that way.
I can't be concerned with that no more. Like,
Oh yeah, I forgot we were at the Discord. You're at the Discord, sorry. It was
we're out there.
unplanned. The
We're,
re-veg earlier, Bob, that was levels with his new
oh,
saying. So
you know what I bet you it is.
hmm?
You know what it is. I will bet you there was probably a YouTube creator on Discord, and they they probably whacked me off of there because I went live and said something about big time before they got a chance to go on their channel and say something.
Oh, and get all the views.
Yeah, I'm stealing all the views. That's right.
Because that's why you do it, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, that's exactly why
well, that and the monetization,
I.
the donations. Yeah, Bob, just a bit of knowledge for you. I know you don't even grow like that. Is if you grow a pound, okay, leave between 4 and 8 ounces on that bitch, and she'll re-veg way faster. And then you can get 56 colas again. Okay. Now, Chop, have you found that your numbers of colas in a given space has dropped a little bit over the last year or two? And do you find that you're achieving the same, but with a few less colas?
I think it's just straight. And even if I was to lose like 2 or 3 ounces or something, 3 ounces, even a quarter pound, if the weed's that much better, I don't really care. There's a lot of strains that I like, unfortunately, are just kind of stretchy. I mean, you can control them somewhat, but they still kind of want to stretch. The internodal spacing, at the top's good. You can get a nice, decent, you know, maybe 6, 8 inch cola from the top, but then it just starts stretching out. Like some of them will be like four as soon as it hits like 4 nodes. Now stretching out at the node isn't for me isn't necessarily always a huge space, but what I mean is you get like four nodes, and then all of a sudden that fourth node down below just branches. They just take off. and start creating their own branches.
Yeah. I know what you mean. And so them ones, you want less colas really, because them ones that are going to side branch off after about node 4 will almost make a cola.
Yeah, they'll be decent. You know, you still get like I was weighing buds last night, like top buds, and they're like 4.9. So if you weigh the stem like we did the last time, take out the 0.3, you know, you're still like 4.5 gram tops. You know, those secondaries should still be a couple grams. You know, they can still be, you know, as big as most people's tops.
And then you might even get a gram nug under that.
Maybe. You start pushing it once you get under that. I mean, those are your C's. And if you want your C's, I guess get you another canopy light. Focus on, you know, putting a ribbon on a turd. That's what I call that. You know, you can put a ribbon on a turd, but at the end of the day, it's still in a different jar by itself because it's a turd. I mean, I don't know about you. Do you separate your tops from your lowers when you jar it up?
I don't grow, mate, but
Shit.
how I'd probably do it, it depends what I'm looking at. It's like obviously, yeah, them stars of the show, they're a whole different thing. But after the star of the show, your B's and C's, fuck that. They're all the same. To me, they're all the same. If I was to buy it over here, there's no such thing as A's, B's, and C's, really. There's this is a nice fat bud, but it's got a fat stem in it, and they'll get filtered out down the food chain, you know. So most of anything you'll get here is B's or C's anyway, and it ain't separated. If I was to do it, yeah, them top ones, they get different treatment. But everything I buy, it's all the same. If you're buying an ounce, you'll probably get a quart bud, couple of eighth buds, and the rest will just be fucking B's and C's or, you know, C's.
It's like, for me, by the time you get down into the C's, I mean, by the time it's dry, I don't even want to trim that shit. You know, that's too little to fucking sit there and fuck with. You know, so I just throw it in the fucking trim. You know, we just throw it in the freezer. Save it for making tinctures. So. I was looking at a bag.
Oh yeah, Bob, all them Cali packs, they're all teeny tinies. Absolutely. And what makes me laugh is that they think it's from Cali. Like, I even spoke to someone about it last year, and they swear down it's coming from Cali. Trust me, it's not coming from Cali. Really, the only thing that comes from Cali is distillates, because it's smaller, more efficient to ship. They're not shipping pounds of fucking just grown over here. I mean, the plant doesn't know where it's been grown, does it? Like, what is it? I don't know. It's a Cali strain is what they mean. It's a Cali strain. Not that it's grown in Cali. There's no warrant for it to be twice the price for shipping. It's twice the price because you've been on Temu and brought a load of packs with pictures on. That's why it's twice the price.
So if it's a big deal that it's grown in Cali, then that means to me it's outdoor. Because the only way it would be affected by being grown in California is if it was grown outdoor in California. Because indoor, you control it. So once it's indoors,
yeah, I've seen hash imported.
I'm indoors, but I still live in California. Like the plant doesn't, you know, it doesn't work like that. So but California's so great, and that's what's represented. Then, like, okay, good. You're smoking outdoor weed.
It's just what the kids. It's just what's trendy for the kids. If it was fucking Russia that was trendy for the kids, it'd be Russian pack. You know, when in actual fact, all they're buying is China packs and what's it called? Albo packs, Albanian packs, just newer strains. Obviously grown here. Why are they going to fucking import it? It's easier to just do it here. They do it all the time. I watched a documentary. Get this out. This guy had created a whole company, and when I mean a whole company, I mean he had a big diggers. He had all the power tools. He had every bit of big equipment you could imagine in a big warehouse, all under the guise of he was digging up roads, right? Digging up roads in the daylight. He'd fucking they pull up in vans, put these barriers out, come out in the high visors, and they had a doorbell camera footage of them massing up and the explosion happening in his face of electric fire. And then they got the pictures of it off the guy's phone of his all his face burnt up. You know, there was complete. They had no certificates, nothing. Digging up roads, adding cables in to run abandoned shops, warehouse, all different things with fucking grow equipment to get free electric. So they do it easy peasy. Thousands of them going. They ain't shipping nothing. Not
What?
flour. Yes.
Are you muted?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was me.
Do you still get the illegal gangs over there? Is that much of a thing? I know that
Not where I live.
Cali used to have a thing with it, didn't they? I think guerrilla grows and that done by foreign folk.
So, what was your cousin Channel 2 doing?
Well, I completely ignored in chat. Zero acknowledgement. So I struggle to engage Chop when I'm not wanted. You know, when I'm stood at the window, it's every time I say something, it hurts me to say it. But I gathered that the dog's all right. Did you catch anything? I know you're blocked all the time.
I heard something about his being evicted again or something. I don't know.
Evicted?
Yeah, the lady gave him some. He said it wasn't legal, but some papers from like Office Max or something. It's an eviction. So I don't
Well,
know.
I mean that's a grey area, isn't it? You know, I mean, at what point does it become the eviction? Like what, you know, where you'd have to legally go to court and that. If you let someone use your garden for a bit, at what point does it get to like, well, you've got to evict me now?
I don't know.
I think that's squatters' right law. No, that is a thing. That is a thing. They have it here.
And he said
They have groups that do it.
she's going to get in trouble because she cut my power off and my water off.
Yeah, well, that's
oh my God.
you know, when you're but Chop, you can't do that to a tenant. You know, a landlord can't cut their water supply off and their electric supply. Is he a tenant?
I don't know what it is. Is that what it is? I mean, he's got a trailer there in the yard, so if he gave her any kind of money, then I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, he's been paying.
Yeah, well, I mean, then yes.
So,
she would have to take him to court and evict him.
but where's the threshold? Do you have to be there for 4 weeks,
How about the fact that
or just?
why is it everybody else's fault that he's always getting evicted and all this crazy shit happens?
Well, it's not everybody else's fault.
Well,
You're like your fault. You're just trying to pass the blame around. It's your fault.
for passing the blame, yeah, for not holding the blame because it's my
Yeah,
fault.
man
If I
up,
would,
Chuck. And
if I would have gave him so much advice, then he wouldn't have went against my advice, and he might have did something that he should have did in the first place. I know.
well, you know what to do next time, innit? You just do the opposite.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him next time he needs to dig a hole, bury a trailer, put it in the ground, so that way I look crazy. So that way he does the opposite. I know. I'll figure it out.
I don't. What like? Why won't somebody step forward and help him? It's $500 for the land. Why won't someone in Detroit help him?
I don't know why he didn't just suck it up. He didn't use the money to buy a fucking place. There's places for sale that
Yeah.
he could have bought.
Well, it like you know you hear of these £1,000 houses or whatever, $1,000 houses, or you can pick them up for a few grand. Why are they like that? And then just a bit of bare land is $3.5 grand.
They want you to, they're just trying to get people to establish some, build the neighborhood back up.
Yeah. Well, isn't that what they do with the land?
I would have just sucked it up, paid, if anything, you ain't going to buy a house and paid the first
Got the
45,
land.
got the first one for 4,500 and then bought the two right next to it for the 250 each. And then, so I would have spent $5,000 and I would have had 3 lots. And I wouldn't have had to rely on nobody.
Wow. I think you would have done that, but if you could have got that, what you've just paid, what, £5 for, if that would have cost you 1,500, is it, or whatever? If you could have got a bit of land for 500, would you have held out,
No.
or would you have
Not,
took the destiny in your own
not,
hands?
not if I'm relying on somebody else. I'm sorry, but no. If I got to buckle down and do this shit myself, I'm doing it myself. If that means I got to fucking pony up the money to start and do it, then that's just what I got to do.
Mm.
I'm not waiting around on somebody else to talk to their friends to see if they know anybody, to ask their cousins, and then maybe their mom and somebody else might have a lot next to them. You know what I mean? Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
by the time all that's happened, you've spent
Yeah,
£2,000.
you're going to be evicted from 5 or 6 different yards, and you're still going to be in the same spot, but now you're going to be broke.
Mm. Well, that not happen.
Well, we're at the second yard that we're going to get evicted from, right? First yard didn't work out. We moved to this yard. Now we're going to have to figure
But
out
these are just stepping stones. Takes time
everybody.
to find
I,
land.
I remember everybody in the chat going, "Oh, dude, when he first was dealing with this chick, it was red flag, dude. Don't do it. No, no, no. Don't do it. Don't do it." And now look what's going on.
No, what? I'm still not sure what's going on. Is this eviction? I mean, it sounds like she just wrote a letter on a bit of paper.
I don't know. Sounded like she got some form from like Staples or Office Max. But I don't know.
Oh God! I know I kind of know what you mean. They sell them here at the post office. They'll sell like a sort of legally forms that you've put names in yourself, and They're not notarized or anything, but it's the start of a slippery slope.
Well, it's a definite, hey, look, I'm trying to serve you some kind of papers to get the fuck out. Call it what you will. I'm giving you, I don't care if it's on a notebook. I'm writing something down and giving it to you saying, hey, I want you to leave. You know what I mean? Like,
But I mean, how do you get yourself in the position where you've got to go and get letters notarized and stuff like that?
I don't know nothing about that because I had to walk in
She
those shoes.
sounds a bit unstable to me.
Oh, absolutely. She did. She did
I
from the
think
start.
didn't she say something about the dog being out? Something bad's gonna happen.
Oh, apparently the dog got poisoned, was sick, and he said something to her about why he poisoned my dog. She called the animal cops and the other cops.
Why
And then they come
the animal cops
yeah,
don't respond over
yeah,
there? So
no,
why is she bothering?
I don't know. They responded.
What?
Yeah, they responded. They won't respond to a dog stabbing, an aggressive dog, or anything like that
Hang
because
on.
they don't do that. Detroit, but they just
You're
showed up.
telling me that they cared more about a dog's stomach than a
Yeah, I don't know.
stabbing?
I don't know. I'm just telling
Probably
you
the
what I
time
heard.
of day, innit? Or the day. It's probably a day thing. It's busy some days. Thank heaven she's all right though. Don't want any more.
Sounds like it's good. She's okay.
Yeah,
Ugh.
can't take any more bad news this week.
But I think he's okay.
So, Ford, where are we going to move to?
I don't know that he said something
And how
about
have we got to move?
he said something about getting a generator, another generator just to run the hot water heater so he can do dishes in the shower and stuff. And I was like, well, but didn't she take the water? He said he's getting water from the other neighbor. So I thought, hey, maybe we could just
Ah,
push the trailer over to the other neighbors.
yeah. And then there's also the. I mean, it's all well and good writing on a bit of paper.
Look,
Um,
somebody will have to buy us a piece of property if we keep lying in their fucking yard.
yeah. Well, you could become a nuisance.
Be like, hey, will you put in to buy that lot right next to you for me? Well, I don't really. Well, my trailer will be in your backyard tomorrow. Just let me know when you get it. I'll pay you. Really? What the fuck?
That's a good
Uh,
tip there.
you know, like,
But I mean, evictions happen, court procedures come and go. But are you really evicted till they make it so that you can't be there? I mean, it's not like they can board the doors up
yeah.
to
What do they do?
the
Do they
to
call
the
a tow
garden.
truck? Will they bring a tow truck and tow the trailer away? Because
Hey, but then when they tow it away, we might be able to give them
I'll
a little
just
something and take it to the next spot for us.
or just maybe they got a spot at the tow yard. We just pay a rent at the tow yard.
Hey, you're
Well,
on to something.
yeah, we'll
You
just
know, it's
pull
not, I bet
parts.
you they don't charge much to store a trailer at one of these lots or yards.
Well, maybe I could pull some parts off some cars or something for some water and electric.
We're
I
just
guess
trying to
I gotta stop.
we're just trying to think of a solution. Not being bullies or hateful. That's not and no Discord relationships over a conversation. But
I hope so.
it's tough for him.
I feel for him, but I think that just an outsider looking in, he's got to be a little better with the decisions he's making.
There's all sorts of factors to consider.
That's all I can say about it.
Oh, they nicked his soil. Can you believe that?
Did they get it?
They moved it. The people moved it outside of his house with a skip and that. And then seen it at night. So he went to go back the next day, pick it up, and some fucking took it. That's gold. They seen it. They knew that was blended to perfection, that soil.
Yeah, he probably told somebody, hey, look, I brought that soil up from the basement for me. And whoever
Yeah.
that was went over there.
Because there'd have just been rumours. There'd have just been rumours about what magic was happening in them buckets.
Yeah.
Vultures, aren't they?
You know,
So that's probably stored our growth for this year outdoor a bit.
where's he going to grow outdoors?
In his lot.
Yeah, that's going to go over well.
Well, I mean, let's imagine that Channel 2 stayed where he was until harvest.
I don't think he'll make
I
it.
don't think he'd sleep for about 5 weeks. I don't think he'd sleep. He'd be protected, on guard with them, because they just, you just get took. Not like growing at Ben's. Wonder how Ben is doing these days.
I wonder why Ben didn't, that whole thing fell through.
Well, I'm not sure if he moved because people got his location or whether it was because Ben was full of shit. I don't know.
Maybe that other guy did own the land.
Maybe. I'd forgot about that one. We did have someone put a claim in on that, didn't we?
Yeah.
So complicated. And I'm not living it.
It's almost like a choose your own adventure. Because you can jump in and you can watch every episode, or you can not watch for a couple of days and jump back in, and it's like you're on a whole new.
That might be your style. That might be yours. I'm too invested. I can't just jump in and jump out of a relationship like that, Chop.
Oh, yeah. I have no problem. I'll find a mobile game and it's like, I'll play this.
Oh no, I'll switch YouTube off and all that, but I just think about my relationships with my YouTube family more than anything.
I'll go off for. Is he still alive? Yeah.
A Chop. Really?
He is still alive.
As soon as you finish asking that question, you thought to yourself, "Oh, that was a silly question."
You said something about fucking being invested, and I was like, ooh.
Well, I'd even put myself out on a limb here and take a guess that Gigi's restreaming Channel 2.
Oh man, I don't know. Should we look? Let's see.
Oh yeah, I love the restreams. When I say I don't say restream in a derogatory term. I'm not YouTubeist like that.
YouTube
I
etiquette?
enjoy the restream.
You use the YouTube etiquette?
Yes, it's all in the handbook. TOS, terms of service. You get to listen to 2 YouTubers.
I'm not. I'm just looking. Yeah, I don't see him restreaming.
No, he's not restreaming. Hey, that was. Did you catch? Did you come out for a drink the other night with us lot and Gigi? Did you catch any of that?
Nope, didn't even watch it.
Oh, that was a.
I'm already coming. I don't stick around. You know, I don't. I'm not trying to.
Yeah. Well, I go in waves with it. I'll watch stuff for a bit and then watch someone else. You know, I can like someone, watching someone for a month or 2, then go on to someone else. And that's just in this community. There's a, there's a whole, there's a whole YouTube out there.
Yeah, there's a whole world in YouTube.
And that's before you step outside.
Shit, road trip. This fucking car is full. Have you ever seen that guy? I Am Green Giant.
Love him.
Yeah, he's live right now.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm a big fan of him. He's very Rastafari.
I don't know what's going on. He's in his car and it's packed.
Back
It's full.
full of what?
Looks like his property.
Well, is he doing has he just come back from the charity shop? Has he been filling his inventory? Is he a new trailer community member?
I don't know. I asked him.
I love the grow updates from these channels. It's always plant stuff, isn't it?
He's talking about
He makes his own nutrient feeders. That's why I Am Green. He will teach you how to get the most from your eggshells and.
Oh shit. I keep moving.
Oh, sweet. A move is always good, I feel. A fresh start, clean canvas.
I feel it's a little emotional. I don't know.
Oh, is there, are you getting vibes?
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, it was too much.
oh, when there's these hot topics and emotional conversations and life-changing moments, why do people come on YouTube during such high-pressure times?
They want to get support. Everybody wants somebody to tell them, look, man, keep your head up. It's going to be okay.
No, you can't talk about stuff like that because they'll just take you out of the Discord. They're not putting it online so people can talk about it, Chop. We've just been through that. Yeah. But when you're when something's heated in your life and you're emotional or upset, like tears and bad times all round, do you get you to YouTube?
My first thought is I'm going live.
Yeah. That's probably something I should try.
Oh,
good advice. More grow advice.
Oh, no.
I just come on with the intentions of having a laugh.
He's giving way too much information about his life.
Oh, well, I mean, you're permitted to talk about it because he's telling you directly. So I'm not talking about it because you've told me. But because he's telling you, it's like the family giving you permission to talk about it.
Oh, I don't.
You're
Whatever,
making all these
whatever.
people in chat moist.
Whatever. I wish him the best. Whatever.
Oh, that sounds miserable, Chop. Okay, we'll just leave it at that.
We just put the lotion on.
What's happening?
Put the lotion on the skin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that? I mean, it's a good job none of the trolls are over there saying anything about Ribby and Oro. No, it's a bad time. I mean, what's actually up with him? Why go live at these times? I don't get it. Why? Not being able to show support. Oh, good luck.
What?
Just wishing good luck to the community.
Yeah. It says gardening tips outside tomatoes. What are you laughing about? I know that was like the laugh of you laughing at somebody's misery. What is it?
I'm just
like
laughing
the
to
villain.
myself, not at anybody. I'm just laughing to myself and rejoicing into what
Memories.
we learn, in what we come together generally on a daily basis to learn and to love. And it doth provide. You can just think the community's is bad.
I can tell you
You
this.
can never see how it can get any worse.
My wife thinks we're all crazy.
Oh, yeah. God, I don't tell anybody. Wow. I've got a couple of mates,
She just hears shit.
but I don't tell anyone in my real life what happens on here. They'd think I was they'd be like, what are you doing hanging around there?
I was over at one of the country rap review channels. I was up on their live, and the wife's looking at me, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm on the country rap." And she's like, "I was gonna say that doesn't sound like what you normally listen to." And she's like, "God damn, you guys fucking carry on!" Like, holy shit! What up, Donald?
No, well, we're YouTubers now. Till death do us part. We took our vows. when we created our channels, we took our YouTube vows.
I didn't want to take it that serious. But unfortunately, I've been around a little while. I wasn't always the nicest to people. I got what I deserved.
What do you see? Like this community and the YouTube experience, it's opened my eyes up quite a lot, and often in real life, you know, when I go outside the front door, I see lots of parallels in how people operate and act, and I'll think to myself, just like that, and you can spot it early. So it's like sexing a plant. You know, you need to know what you're looking for, and all the deceit and bullshit that's on here has
Glad you're
helped me.
home, Donald. I'm glad you're home. It's good.
Oh yes, Donald, that's good. I hope you're on the mend now. Bit more comfortable. Do you see that anyway, Chop? Do you see the similarities on here and spot the similarities as to the behaviour that you see within our community? You see that in the real world as well.
Yeah, that's why I don't go to the events and stuff.
Well, but do you see it when you're at the supermarket community or going down to the pub?
Just anywhere, right? Yeah.
And see aspects that reflect on it that you can mirror, or that you see on here. And being on here, I can spot that early. Now,
every time I go to town, I think in my head, God, you're a fucking cock.
Exactly. Whereas before well, it may have took you longer to spot, or you wouldn't have even cared whether they're a cunt. But now you can spot them a mile off.
Like, fuck. Yeah.
It's like what's that? A therapist. It's like being in this. It's like taking a therapy exam, and you learn to spot early warning signs.
Just listening to people, they start talking, and I don't mean to be like a dick or not, but I instantly start thinking, God, like, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And you can, it doesn't take long now, does it? It's like, you can pretty much weigh that up quick now. It's been through so many.
I don't care.
I guess it depends on what you come here for, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not much just for nilly-nally fucking chit-chat. Like, oh, Billy was down at the soccer meet today, and blah, blah, blah. No fucking care.
I'll never ever make a phone call like that. You know, even to my closest mates, it's never really a personal phone call.
Hey, dude, check it out. I just fucking took the baddest shit. Like,
I bet I'm willing to bet money that I've spoke more to you than on the phone or whatever. If you considered it, I kind of consider this like being on the phone with you. Than I have with all my mates put together in the last fucking 20 years. Literally, my phone calls are, yeah, no, sound, bye. So, yeah, it's never, you know, unless you meet up in person, then you're chatting away. But I'd never phone up for the hell of it for 5 minutes. I've got a loose end. Oh, I wonder how so-and-so's doing. Oh, I'm not really like that.
Well, and I mean, I hate to sound like a dick, but it always seems like somebody's trying to tell you how great they are. Like, oh yeah, today I fucking wish
Oh,
I did this and I got that.
yeah, but yeah,
You
okay, but that I did something better today. I did whatever chop you did, chop. I did something better today. Oh yeah, quickly finish what you're saying. Let me cut you off at the end because I want to tell you about what I did.
yeah, 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 yeah. Like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. I did that, and I was like, and then they're like, well, no, what were you saying? You're like, nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I can't even, I can't even compare to what you just said because like, wasn't that
I'm
big of a
thinking
deal.
about what I'm about to tell you.
Yeah, I'm already thinking in my head, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
People are like, God, that guy's a dick. I guess, maybe. I mean,
Yeah, my YouTube intentions are pretty selfish. Almost as selfish as I don't know, just selfish because I just come on for myself to have some fun. They don't come on to benefit anyone else or to any of that. Bit of fun, chat to the lads. what you got? What have you got to tell me about plants? Oh wow, I've just found a. You know how you use one of them? Oh, I'm not going to go into it. I forgot where I was there now. Yeah, what new you got to tell me about plants today, Chop? That we hadn't talked about yesterday or last week. What new thing have you discovered?
no,
Nothing really. So
overnight.
what? I mean,
Yeah,
what else are we going to talk about?
as far as plants, there's not a lot to talk about. I mean, we can go down different slug trails, but
Oh yeah, what's that doing?
what?
The slug trail.
I'm getting ready to fucking do a quick flip on 8 clones.
What are them clones all off one pheno or a couple of
Mm-hmm.
each?
Two clones of each of 4 peanuts.
Oh yeah, yeah. So what you basically them seeds you probably topped them at the second node or something, did you, or did you grow them out for a bit? And I mean, what's the
No,
mums?
no,
What
I
I'm saying is,
didn't.
what's the mums like of that? Are they just like 2 colas left on a few
Oh
colas
no,
left on it?
no, they're bushes. You
So
can't, you
they're
can't,
ready when
you can't. They'll
when
be
you
ready to.
flower this lot out. Then when you flower these clones out, and you've got an idea of what's what, you'll have enough. No matter which one it is, you'll have enough to run the hell out of them.
Yep.
Why are you forward planning like that? I can see the value of
You can.
doing it that way now.
I just like to plan ahead and have shit ready to go whenever it's.
You did say that's the way,
I
and
mean, look,
that's
you
not
could do it. Doesn't matter
much
how many
longer.
plants you do it. If you got plants, if the flower tent's opening up and you got a couple bigger plants, but they're they're the perfect size to put in a 2x4 because they're not full. Like you're still gonna be perfect and it's gonna be full. Then do the 2 plants. I don't care how many plants you do. Just fill up the fucking space.
But this is the bit I didn't fully understand when I did my research as to why you don't why you from a seed don't grow a plant, get your tops, take a clone, and then flip that seed over doing it the other way. which is like what you've done, is that if you do it the way with the opposite to what you're doing, you've only got 2 clones of that plant, haven't you? Whereas now you've got a big mum with enough clones on to fill a tent faster.
Yeah.
And then that probably don't make much sense. But what I'm saying is, I see why you do it your way.
Yeah, I can get a couple clones off it. By the time I do a 1 week 18-6, by the time I flip it, the other plants are getting pretty damn close to taking, a bunch of more clones. I mean, whether you keep them or you throw them away, I mean, it's just whatever.
Whereas the other way, you've only got 2 clones, which then, if you want to fill a tent, you've got to veg them on and clone them clones and run the puts that aren't as good to fill in the space or whatever.
Yeah. And if you got multiple tents to fill, you're putting like 8 to 10 plants in 2x4s. You better make sure you have decent sized bombs to take the clones to fill those, because you really should do them all monocrop to keep it. Each tent will be its own strain. And so realistically, if you need 10 clones, what you're going to need to take 12, 15, maybe 18. So that way you can make sure you have the best of the best that are all the same going in.
So if you, if you take a raging fat top for a clone, big fat stand that's, top notch one, how that fat that's going to grow out and that, overtaking a slightly, let's say, not a worse cut, which might slow you down a couple of weeks, which is something you might want. Do you think that there'd be much of a difference between those two, other than the veg time or whatever? Do you think that they're going to end up being as healthy as each other?
I mean, just depends, I guess. I mean, if you take care of them the same, and they were the same to start out with, I like to have a mom. I try to keep the mom clone for as long as possible, from the seed. I like to grow her up until I just can't do it anymore. I mean, like, I didn't necessarily do that, with the super buff cherries seeds that I made. But I went ahead and jumped the gun, and they're at the perfect size that it was perfect to fit the 2x4, so I just threw them in. And then I got so many clones, I ended up somehow throwing away the clones that I took from them. It happens.
So, as I am green is grow update. Is he all right? Is he all right?
I don't know if there's going to be any grow up bits anymore.
Which could help all these people a bit.
So maybe.
Do you, in them first couple of weeks, you'll get some of them buds when they start to form. You get ones that are really thin, got thousands of hairs on it. That's thin hairs. Then you get them ones that don't have as many. It's sort of thicker or juicy. Do you notice that? And then by that you can tell how the bud's going to turn out already.
I don't pay that close attention to it, to be honest with you. I just look at it and think, okay, the leaves look good. Nothing's really overlapping each other. Going to create its own little micro environment. Like the color, it's frosty, cool.
Well, can you kind of tell in the first 2 or 3 weeks what shape it's going to turn out? You must know the stuff I mean.
Oh
When you
yeah,
get the
yeah,
really hairy, not
yeah,
dense, fluffy, you can tell that's coming.
yeah. Well, you can usually tell by the actual bud structure, right? Not
Yeah,
necessarily.
but as soon as they button up, I think you
Yeah,
can tell when they button up.
you can see how they're not. You know, I'll look at the actual bud and the way it's just knotting up, fattening up, and shit, you're like, okay, cool. This is gonna be probably pretty dang good.
So then when you've got some that's like that, it's fucking disappointing. Because you can see it coming mile off. And it's like, oh, it's that kind of stuff. But that's not to say it doesn't taste and smoke great. It's just how it's going to look. And it seems, that fluffy dent seems quite undesirable. What do you think, Chop? If you pick up a bud and you give it a squeeze and your fingers almost touch, kind of deal. Does that put you off?
If it's larvae, fucking fluffy.
Yeah, when you press it, it's by the time it's dry, when you press it, it's just going to go.
Yeah, that sucks.
You find that off-putting, then you ain't gonna.
Yeah.
Or even if you like the taste of it and all that, you're not gonna bother growing that.
No, that would get taken out.
Yeah, me either.
You take that out of the rotation, and then
Find something to replace it.
you're gonna end up popping new seeds and trying to replace it with something else.
What about you see that? I wouldn't say it's fingery, but you see them long buds. Do you know what I mean? They're like the calyx are stack on top of each other. Not foxtail, eh? They would consider it
Brownie?
a hatch plant.
Well, I mean, it depends. I've seen some of that that's larvae, and I've seen some of that that's super hard dense. When those all dry up, those little crown parts that come out just fall off.
Yeah, just snap off and you end up with a load of little bits.
Yeah, they're perfect to throw in the grinder, especially from the very top buds. Oh, you put those in the grinder and grind them up and roll a joint. Oh, those are the best. Like Scooby snacks. Are we still alive? Yeah, you just find something that you like. It's the same as like if you pop seeds, grow something out, find a phenom, really super like that, and that one beats out one of the ones you already got in the line. Then you keep that one and you get rid of the weakest link.
Yeah.
I gotta teach something because I got plants that fucking starting to overtake the living room.
Well, they're probably at the point where they don't even really need extra thought about supplemental, just a bit of your light at night. I mean, I've not even been putting my lights on in the house now. It's proper veg time here for sure. Isn't it like that there?
Kind of sort of. It's getting there. I mean,
Well, it don't get dark here now. Well, not even dark. It's like 8 o'clock, 7:30, and it's light at 6.
Look at this. I gotta do something.
Well, soon, what I'm saying is you'll be occupying that as your summertime growth space. Be able to keep a lot of things going there, just on the windowsill.
Just on the window. Window stitches. I might have a couple of those. Oh, me.
Oh, Alan, great update the other day. I really enjoy your updates.
Justin, I just found the ones I thought I lost.
I can't hear you very well, Chop.
I just found the clothes I lost. I have 9 cups of water with cones.
Oh, do you know what they are?
Yeah, super buff cherries times super buff cherries.
Well, there's a question for you, Gromy.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, baby.
Baby. It's starting to get hot in here.
So, you know how you put clones in a glass of water for a day? Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you just doing that for your plugs? Well, you're not bothering for your turbo cloner?
Oh, if I was doing the turbo clone, yeah, no.
Well, yep, what?
I probably would. I mean, I might just out of habit, but I mean,
No, I'm confused. So you see you put clones in a glass of water for a day or two before you're doing your cloning. Is that a thing that you're doing for your plugs? A new thing you're doing for your plugs? Have you been doing it for your cloner, your turbo cloner?
sometimes
Do
I
you have
do
your,
the
you know what I
cloner,
mean?
sometimes I don't. But when I'm doing plugs, I do it for sure.
Okay. So that's what my question was. Is that more of a using plugs thing? Because, I mean, your turbo cloner's full of water in it.
Yeah, again, the reason why I do it, I just want to make sure that the clone is good and hydrated.
Yeah.
Before I stuff it in that.
That's not even really an issue with a turbo cloner. Some say
I'd
that you
rather,
can even run it without the dome from the start, and I've seen that, and that's fine. Depends what you.
most of them, most streams that I've ever done, I've never had a problem without a dome. The only strain that I did was strawberry coffee.
Well, do you think that there's with that dome thing? If you try it off the dome, you might see them wilt for a few hours and get worried and put the dome on. But they, even if they wilt, I think they like pick up the next day. Have you experienced that with your dome off, or are they always standing proud?
Yeah, they usually stand. Good, healthy clones are. Because what I find, you can take bigger clones with tighter node spacing and things like that when you're in a turbo cloner too, because you're not if you're not using a dome, then you're not height restricted. Like if you got a really good stacking clone, at some point you got to cut it off if you're using a dome because you can't have the clone smashing up against the top of the dome. And depending on what you're doing, I mean, like, okay, so like if you're doing plugs and for whatever reason, allegedly you might be selling some, and they're not like always spoken for right away, and so they might grow a little longer in the plug than what. And you gotta, you just anticipate that. Maybe you're gonna take a little bit shorter of a plug. So that way it has a little room to grow while you're waiting. Because a monster clone in ends up being a monster clone out.
I'm just reading chat.
What's to say?
Feathers in soil. Adds to the matrix. So that's all I need to hear, Alan. Yeah, I dread to think what microbes. Bob's not down with the bird feather community then, no? And am I using, are they still microbes there if they direct out my pillow? Or do I need to go and pluck them fresh from the source? Interesting grow question. I mean, I guess some people might have chickens. Yeah. Introduce feathers from there.
Why would you want feathers?
Well, Alan's just told you. It does a few things. One is it adds to the matrix, which is fluff. Another, it has minerals. Another, it has a lattice for microbes, which they come with even. Yeah. That there was my that's why I was asking, are we doing sterilized or fresh from the source? Because wild birds are wild work. Or maybe that's just a UK thing here. Like vermin.
Bird shit's normally hot.
So next information drop. Mycos, believe it or not, do have a lace in synthetic. A lace, I guess it means lice. A place, or maybe, do have a place in synthetic grows when you account additional amendments, such as minerals even. With dolomite for calcium, the better, the more it broke down, stroke faster. Yes, they already have mycos. Place, star. So I can use, that's just like mycos then, I think, yeah, basically.
Sure.
I wonder about the dolomite for the calcium. I'm already putting eggshells in.
I'll be right back.
Don't want to overcook the broth, the brew. It's a lot of work, this organic farming, though, Chop. I had to go out this morning at about 6 a.m. to put breadcrumbs out to the birds for my feathers. And then the price of eggs went through the roof. So I've had to work overtime to buy me eggs. That's before I start blending my own nutrient line. Good job, though. Alan, you're keeping it organic then? What type of media are you in there, Alan? Are we soil? Cocoa? Cocoa. Beautiful. Beautiful. Is that buffered out the bag? Was it drying a block? Have you amended it? What are you feeding it with? You take your time. Everybody should be subbed up to Alan if you've got a wrench there. Oh, Bob's already on it. Alan, from the update 11 days ago and the update 4 seconds. Well, uh, ooh, you say there's been no growth, Bob, but I think Alan's on about, I think this is about his third attempt. Not attempt, it's his third run to get this grow going. So they're growing, you know, they're still there. Yes, Bob, I did, but I'm not a bully like that, you know. I don't want Alan to block me on his Discord. Yep, seedlings started in felt tend. Yeah, well, that's a big old pot. I mean, my first question would, I mean, I'm not being the things to reflect on. Like 10 gallon of, I kind of get it with soil a bit because there's a lot of food in there that'll last, but I don't get that with a cocoa. With cocoa, I mean, running tens in cocoa is big work for a tent. Not a race, no. Are you what you feeding them with, Alan? Are you going with a salt thing? Are you amending them yourself? It sounds like you're deep within the dolomite mine, self-amending. And is this new? Oh, flood and drain table, nice work. You won't. I mean, I guess you could flood and drain. Yeah, go. 10 gallons. Gonna weigh a lot. Fucking how many of them you got going? 10 gallons full of water. It's heavy, heavy. Iron, sometimes all of water. Starting them on Maxi Grow. Is that a salt liquid, dry? What's that?
Salty.
I mean, 10 gallons, four 10 gallons, 200 litres.
40.
Mm. And I guess the flood and drains a table with something underneath it to catch it. Would you be doing? Would you think about that, Chop? 10 gallon pot, cocoa, flood and drain.
Too big. I don't think you need that much. Whatever you want to do.
Can't hear you very well, Chop.
I said, whatever you want to do.
Well, you
I would.
kind of do a flood and drain kind of deal, don't you? Pretty much, you know. You're,
I do. Kind of. I mean, I top water, but I don't get a lot of runoff.
our coal users big pots. So
Because it's gonna rest for so long.
Repurposing. Nice work, Alan. But I just like the fact that Alan's growing again. Because I seen him doing his TV thing the other year and that, and I'm not hating on anybody. I like to see people doing it because it's good for the soul. Why I grow tomatoes in the summer outside here. Good for the soul. Especially if I'm out foraging in the wild for some organic, for free nutrients. I usually go out on the dog park at about noon. There's tons of newts just laying around. Sometimes they hang them, they bag them up and hang them on trees for you.
Oh yeah, nutrient bombs.
You get them over there as well. I look at them; it's like Christmas. Little bats of nutrient, and they're slow release as well. If you leave them in the bag, put them in your pot, they're slow release.
Wee bit skunky. What kind of cloning gel do you use? What is your cloning gel? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Fun?
Alan, stop firing shots at Channel 2. Makes me feel uncomfortable. He's the homie. We've been, Bob, we're at the same stage now as we have been for the last couple of months. I think we've revisited stages. Because I've seen him with seeds in a tissue, in a bag, sat on top of his light drivers at least 3 times. So the man's growing. That's what counts. But it don't mean them ceilings can freeze, can't they? If you don't notice something every other day, not good times. Yeah, whatever I say, I can't remember what I said at this point. He's out here growing. I've seen you the light set up as well there, Alan. Do they all daisy chain together, or are they all individual things? And you went all out there with the tent. It's like a 10 by 10 or something, isn't it? In 10-gallon pots. We're building up to something big here, Alan. Is each plant going to fill a 5 by 5 space? Well, we can't hear Chop because he's scribbling all this down frantically before he forgets it. Yeah, I saw Alan. It's built to. It was like it was designed for that space. You may not think there's people out there that have got you, Alan, but I watch your videos there, chap. You're a character for sure. Then everybody plays their part in for YouTube. Everybody has a part to play. Stop putting words in my mouth. I don't know. People act different there because that's how they are. There are plenty of stable, sane people that act different.
Shit, I was muted the whole time.
I just had to do something. Yeah, well, and that I'd agree with Bob there. I think you've got tons of seeds, haven't you? I'd definitely be. It's surprising how you can try and save one, but you can just do one and it'll overtake it and start it 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. Some faster than others, though. Oh, Alan.
What's he saying?
All this time and effort, and it's bag seed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's what I don't know why people bother doing all that. But if I grew, I've done it, kind of thing, before. When I was about 12, well, 14. Yeah, and a lot of them bag seeds will likelihood of them be, as long as there's not tons, there will be a fan. If there weren't tons, likelihood of greater being fan. I just don't want to invest my time and effort into someone and into something, and there even be 1% more chance than there has to be of it being a potential home. So I just want a reliable breeder. Even if that cuts my chances down by a fraction, it's worth paying for because you can lose everything. Well, not lose it. Make some hash, dude. Seed increase. And there's so many people are literally pulling your arm off, aren't they, to give you free seeds? Why wouldn't you be taking them up on their offer? Alan's fishing now. Yes, I am, Micah. I once bitten, twice shy. And I bet there's other gromies out there feel the same. Yeah, even if it's a practice run, there, like Bob. Even if it's a practice run, but it's still a waste of time. If at the end of that practice you've got it's full of seeds. What did we learn that run? Don't grow bag seed. Or we just this one's about understanding the plant again, is it? Or you just dipping your toe in the water, nervous? I say go for it, mate. And if they're bag seed and you got a jar full of them, God, pop tons. You've got the space. Well, Chop, I'm about all out of gas.
Yeah, me too. I'm sitting here plugging phones.
So yeah, great talking. Sorry about the Discord.
Yeah, it was always good to have you up. I'm gonna probably go chat.
Yeah.
I'm not really
What's happening?
involved. I'm kind of done.
Well, have a nice nap, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for having me.
All right, buddy. I'll see you, man.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Talk to y'all later. Have a great day.